The story of All Saints Lutheran Church has always been about ordinary people with a dream of building a special place of worship for their families and their community. This is their story.
Our church had a very humble beginning. Services were held in a school gym. There were only 40 members, but that small group had a very big dream.
They named the church All Saints because saint means believer, and this was going to be a church of believers, believers in kindness. In 1962, the spirit of All Saints took off with the purchase of land on La Grange Road and construction of our beautiful and wonderful church.
In the first 12 years, All Saints called 4 pastors, and the last 2 were right out of the seminary. And besides that, we had interim pastors, and so we said to the synod, we are a mission congregation, but we need someone who will stay with us and grow and help us grow our church, because we only had 35 average church attendance at that time.
I remember being a senior at the seminary, only 25 years old, and I was asked to come on an evening in February of 1974 to interview to be the pastor of All Saints Church. I had no idea where it was, and I was really, really nervous. I remember that evening interviewing with the church council, and they're asking me all kinds of questions because they thought I was way too young to be their pastor. And this guy, George Hoffman, gets up, and he looks at me, and he says, "You young whippersnapper, if you're going to be one of those guys that comes in here for a year or two and you get your feet wet and then move on to greener pastures, well, then you can just get the out of here right now."
Yes, he was right out of the seminary, but this time he had the enthusiasm, the ambition, the spirit to help us to grow and thrive.
You know, when we look at the spirit of our church, it's grounded on people like Ruby Broman, one of our charter members. We needed money for the church to grow, and we're thinking about selling the back 4 acres. In stepped Ruby. She shared her dream about an outdoor worship area with beautiful landscape and a gym for the kids to play in. Because of her spirit, we decided not to sell. Unfortunately, she died before we completed it, but her spirit is still out there.
I think the spirit of All Saints is bigger than ever. I see it in the faces of our parishioners and in the smiles of our children. And I especially love when our members share their gift of music with us. It makes Sunday worship so special.
Growing up, I was really never a religious person, but what I love about All Saints is that we practice spirituality and kindness.
I love our Sunday school and youth group programs because I think it's especially important to learn how to be kind and have fun while doing it.
It's fun because we get to do things like deliver presents to the needy. Also, we go to Heartland and help kids with disabilities.
Our church and our spirit have been around for 57 years. Part of that journey is punctuated by having to say goodbye to those who still are at the heart and soul of who we are. We never forget, always remember.
I am so proud of the people of All Saints, each one of you. I mean, you support people and care about people you don't even know. That money goes in the love bucket. Strangers come in here and they feel welcome, and you treat them with the spirit of kindness, which is what we're all about. You know, when I think of the spirit of All Saints, I realize that so many of you have contributed to what our church is today. I see it in each and every one of you, every day, every Sunday, every Thursday night. Your smiles, your generosity, your continued sharing of kindness, not just to each other, but to people you don't even know. Our history is made up of all kinds of events where you showed up, and just by being yourself, you made a difference. I hope you realize how special you are to our church and the impact you have had on so many people. Each one of you, young and old, are the fabric that holds our church together with love and kindness. And I know that our founding members who started this place 57 years ago, most of them are looking down upon us from heaven now and are proud of the church that we have become.